I definitely want to cut the ivy because, as you can see, well, maybe you can't the way the camera is, it climbs up inside the house and you do not want that. So I got to trim that one and get it out after safely. Ivy covered homes are beautiful, but they do wreak havoc with the siding or the bricks or the stones. I'm going through my cookie cutters to see what I want to use for the ornaments, and I came across my old gingerbread cookie cutter and then my new one, and I always wondered as a child why my gingerbread cookies didn't look like everybody else's. I'm having a little fun going through this. I actually forgot how many I've had from the past and my thrift store hauls. This is a copper angel that I've had from my childhood. Actually, all the copper ones are ones that I've had since I was a little girl. But I like seeing all the different styles that I've picked up over the years and trying to decide which ones will be best to use for the cinnamon applesauce ornaments. I almost hate admitting this, but I even keep cookie cutters in a bottom drawer because they have plastic colorful colors and I didn't like how it looked in the cookie jars. Please tell me I'm not alone on that one. Now, because I have a habit of not always following directions, I decided to make these ornaments without following the recipe of how much you need. Now, this is a McCormick recipe that you can find on their website, and I was inspired by my friend over at Old World Home, Hillary. Last year she showed her ornaments and it reminded me of my childhood when I made these also. But my family added glue, and also my father, God love him, would also add some of his sawdust from the workshop, and they really came out cool, but I think the glue made them crack a bit more, and I was very impressed to see that hers didn't. And if you were with me during the time I was going through the magazines and getting inspiration, I cut out a photo of ornaments hanging from a garland in a chandelier. So I was going to do that, but I decided to use them on the Christmas tree instead. And since I'm not a true recipe follower in so many things, I ended up adding a little bit of clove and a little bit of nutmeg. I cannot tell you if that changed the consistency or not, but I can tell you that the smell was wonderful in my kitchen and they smell wonderful on the tree. The recipe called for putting it between cellophane wrap, and of course I had to first try it with parchment paper, which did not work. So once again, follow their recipe. And I also should have probably put my dough in lengthwise because when I rolled it out I realized that. But once I learned by doing, you've heard me say that in so many different videos, but it still worked out. And the inquisitive child in me wanted to know if you could roll this without the cellophane. Come on, you have to be able to, right? Well, I found out you can't. I even did it with some cinnamon on top, and you'll see some of the stars afterwards, and those kind of worked out, but they say to use cellophane for a reason, and this is why. Now I just have to add a few holes to the top of each ornament with a straw and they're ready to pop in the oven, and that is on a low temperature. I'm going to link the recipe below because if I were you, I would probably follow the recipe because it took me longer than necessary to get the right consistency. Today we're going to start decorating the kitchen. Other than the kitchen Christmas tree that I already did, I was up last night putting on, I think, the finishing touches. I may add some more down the road a little bit, I'm not sure, but I think it came out really cute. And I'm going to show you what inspired me to create this fruit theme kitchen Christmas tree. I'm not gonna be able to say that fast. I already had some water boiling from some tea I made earlier, so I'm just going to use it here in the potpourri. I'm just putting in a few cloves. Before I've put in a lot of them and it's overwhelming. I'm putting in some of the dried orange slices that I made, a few of the dried apple slices that I made, a cinnamon stick, and I even trimmed a piece of pine. Before I go any further, let me show you what inspired me for the kitchen Christmas tree this year. And that would be 3 pieces of art in the kitchen. One being what's over the stove here, which I got at Ethan Allen many years ago. And then these 2 prints that I have also with the fruit theme. And you'll see apples and pears. And then I added, of course, the orange slices on the tree. So you're going to see a little theme there. But right now I decided to clean up the kitchen counters, and keep in mind this kitchen Christmas tour, you're going to see a lot more done in the whole house tour. I had a hard time actually today getting in the mood and getting into the Christmas decorating spirit for some reason. I was having fun and enjoying it, but it just wasn't coming easily to me today, and I'm sure a lot of you understand. You just have to be in the mood to decorate, and my mind was elsewhere. I can assure you that by the time I do the final video, a lot of this will be changed. But I picked up these small wreaths at Trader Joe's, and I'm either going to hang them in the window here. I'm not sure yet. I've had them here in the past, but I think I might do something different with them. This is one section I know will change, but I put it together quickly just so I could move on to another project in the home today. But this side of the kitchen was a little bit more shiny and glitzy, where this side of the kitchen was a little more colonial, and I want to go with the colonial theme this year, I think, in the kitchen. Ben and I had some coffee from the French press. I made it a little strong, so I'm sure I'm going to be awake tonight. While I was at Trader Joe's yesterday, I picked up this pineapple. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it in the house or outdoor on a wreath, or I might eat it. I started decorating in the butler's pantry, and I'm going to keep calling it that even though the pantry's not there yet. I like to do things different each year, but this little pick was here last year, and I just have it tucked up underneath the candle sconce. The candle's from Colonial Candles, and this is a sconce that I found while I was thrift shopping. Now here is the kitchen Christmas tree I was telling you about, and a little bit more of a close-up. Some of you already saw it in my sneak peek video, but I wanted to show you a close-up of some of the things that I did on here. I do have now some of the copper cookie cutters that I used as a little girl. I added this burgundy copper bow. It changes, and it was a very large thick ribbon that I cut into smaller strips, and I just made the bow and then brought it down cascading in and out around the tree. And I also have some orange slices here that I added cloves in while I was drying them, and it really does smell so nice when I walk by the tree. And I have on here the cinnamon applesauce ornaments that I made, and I have faux pears and faux apples. And then what else do I put on here? I'm trying to think. Oh, I have on some baby's breath. It's a faux baby's breath that has a little sparkle and bling to it. And I think that is all that I added extra. One of the things I just couldn't get into was decorating this hutch. I just lost my mojo when it came to it. I did add in some of my pewter items, and I will show you a close-up of that in a moment. But also I'm going to give you a sneak peek of a craft project that I made that I'm going to show you how I did. They're little fire starters that you can give away as a gift or use yourself. As I mentioned earlier in the video, you're going to see this room again during the Christmas 2020 home tour, and I want to make sure that everything is done and pulled together. And today it was more so the starting bones of the decorating, and then I have a lot of zhuzhing up and adding greenery and just some small touches for this area. I definitely want to change underneath the glass cabinets to make it more of a traditional colonial Christmas decoration look versus having my glass and my silver. I might bring in more pewter, I'm not sure yet, but during the last home tour for the kitchen, you will see the changes. The same will go for the next room or two that I show you. They will be almost done, but there'll be a lot more added, deleted, or changed for the last home tour video. But now I have to go work on Christmas cards, or I don't have to work on them. I want to go work on Christmas cards for the Christmas card exchange for those of you who signed up. And I have a lot more decorating to do. For those who haven't subscribed, I would love to welcome you to do so. All you need to do is tap on the circle that pops up on the screen here at the end. If you're not already following me on Instagram, just follow along at New England Fine Living. And also our blog and website is called newenglandfineliving.com, with a lot more home and lifestyle topics for you to read and to be inspired by. Until next time, kindred spirits, I hope you gleaned some ideas and some inspiration, and hopefully this will help you find your own version of fine living, no matter how simple or grand that may be, no matter where you live. Bye now.